Hey guys, ever since I started my channels over 7 years ago, and it started out as El Mama Nani. There's some really deep messages that I received during that time, and some songs that were majorly downloaded of spirit. And I've told y'all in the past and on my other channels that I received the angel numbers in one night, every hour on the hour, and I asked the Lord why. And I heard him say, John. And the next day I got out there and I was playing guitar and singing and worshiping, and it dawned on me to go look at my Bible, so I did, right? Well, but first I went to my phone, of course, but it was 1:11. So I went right to John 1:11, and it said, he came into his own, but his own received him not. And then I went to 2:22. But when he was therefore raised from the dead, his disciples remembered what he'd said, and they believed the scriptures and the words that he had confirmed, right? 3:33, they who believed his testimony have set to their seal that God is true. Now, it goes all the way through 21:21. And I beseech you, brethren, my beloveds, read them, okay? Take the angel numbers through the book of John. Now, what I want to show you here is I went 1:11, and I went back to Genesis. And it's like, I titled this Birds of a Feather. Genesis 11:11 says, part of a genealogy which is connected us to Shem, to Abraham, and to the Israelites. Okay, so in Genesis 11:11, Shem lived 500 years after he begot Arphaxad. Okay, 500 years, and then he had more sons and daughters. Now, we would normally just skip right over that, right? Why? Well, what does Arphaxad mean, right? What does that mean, Arphaxad? Okay. So, if you've been following me for any amount of time, I do my best to try to break down the audio for you to understand the original letters of the alphabet. So, when you go to the A, and you spell out the name, okay, Arphaxad. And you can do the same thing with your own name. Understanding the meaning of the letter, because A used to look like that, because time turns, okay? Time turns. And the angles of perception change. But it all comes back to the same point of the Alpha, which is the headship, who we're yoked to, who we're taught by, led by. Our provision, an oxen would pull the plow, you know, and then we would be able to bring in the harvest that was blessed of God. So, A being the headship, R, Rosh, meaning newness, beginning, headship, consciousness, the head of the new year, Rosh Hashanah, all right? Alpha's newness, new year, consciousness, all right? So our headship begins a new consciousness in the physical body, pH, okay? So we speak a higher language in the physical being. Again, it's foundational. X is the crossing over to, it's like an 11, it's a crossing. You got 11 and an 11. Where's your consciousness? It needs to be in balance, right? So we cross through by God's foundational love, which is the headship, all right, of sonship, and the heart of promise. So if we break it down, guys, Arphaxad means the headship of the newness and beginning of the consciousness, speaks a higher language in the physical foundation, crossing over to God's promises from the heart. I'm going to leave it at that. I want you to meditate on that. Think about this. Watch it a few times. Go get in your Bible. All right? And there you go.